Welcome back. Last time we talked about how one essential oil is powerful and sometimes even smarter to use because it is more effective than a blend. And then we also took a look at behind the scenes why a single essential oil is working the way it is. It's affecting the body and the mind the way it is. What are those reasons? And we can find the rationale in the chemical constituents. It is very simple. We took the example of lavender, which has two major components dominating, linalool and linalyl acetate. And then we saw that both of those are sedatives, making up more than 70% of the essential oil sometimes. It is very logical that it will work on the person as a sedative. So we are taking what we knew before to the next level, understanding why we are using the oils we are, to be more free, more creative, more certain, and of course much more effective in what it is that we are creating or selling. So what else is in there? Today I want to talk to you about the similarities and differences between oils. So for example, other oils that we use for relaxation, sleep, and stress are not only lavender but neroli, bergamot. We use Clary sage. So what is with these oils that is similar, because they are working similar? It is very simple and very straightforward. So today in Drop Smart I will show you how to use the advanced filter, and here in the chemical groups and components you can search for any components that are in the essential oils. And I am curious about linalool and linalyl acetate to show you which oils are similar, so you will understand why they all work in a similar way. So linalool, and we will look for any oils that have, let's say, over 5% of linalool. And then also I want the combination of linalool and linalyl acetate, because as we saw, those were the dominating components in lavender, and I'm curious which other oils have that combination. So again, I'll just put over 5%. And here we have 60 oils already, as you see right here, 60 oils. So just like we found out last video, lavender has similar constituents as bergamot mint, but also as bergamot, which is a completely different plant. So this is a mint and this is a citrus. Clary sage, that one we mentioned as well. Lavender, petite grain. Again, bergamot, petite grain. So you can go through this on your own time, but you are noticing a pattern. You are seeing these two colors coming along, and I am quite certain it is linalool and linalyl acetate in this case, because you're also searching for it. So I prepared a little comparison for you to show you these oils we commonly use. So I have lavender, which we all know and love, Clary sage, which we know as well and we reach out for certain problems, neroli, which is a wonderful but very expensive oil, and bergamot, which is pretty much in everybody's collection. But what is the similarities and differences here? And you can see that the similarities are the linalool and linalyl acetate, whereas the main difference is this right here, which is the ratio, the percentage of another dominant component. So with lavender and Clary sage, I will show you in a minute, the dominant components are linalool and linalyl acetate, where in neroli and bergamot we added another component to the dynamic, and it is limonene. So let me show you that in practice. You will see that for application they're all similar in some ways. So they're all recommended for calmness. They're all, here you will see, also for sleep, insomnia. Here you go, people recommending it. We have research on it, and sleep and so on. And now it's a long list of things to use it for. But let's take a look at their chemistry. So here we have lavender, Clary sage, neroli, and bergamot. And you will see that linalool is dominating in all of these. It is at a higher percentage. Okay, and again, just to make sure, and again you can do this on your own time, here it is, that linalyl acetate. And what you will see is the ratio. Of course we have both of these in lavender and clary sage, but the ratio is very different. As you see, we have much more linalyl acetate in clary sage than we do in lavender. And what that does to clary sage, besides adding many of these wonderful properties that linalyl acetate has, it is also affecting the smell. The clary sage has a bit lower smell than lavender, and it is because of this particular chemical constituent. And now when we look at the third component that we find in neroli in bergamot being dominant, you will see that it is limonene. In bergamot 40%, in neroli it is kind of a tie between the limonene and beta-pinene, but you will see that both of these have antidepressant action as well. So you can go on and click on it yourself and scroll through the long list of benefits, and you will find that one of those, it's actually antidepressant. It has to be somewhere there. You can go ahead and take a look for yourself. So what is the similarities and difference? What does this tell us? How does this empower me? Well, I can show you this in the next video, and I will. But with oils such as neroli, they're very expensive. However, their chemistry is very simple. So by knowing what it is that makes neroli so powerful on, soothing the emotions, now I know that it composes of mainly 4 constituents. So we have linalool that we found in lavender and linalyl acetate in both lavender and clary sage. But we have also limonene, which we find in bergamot. We find it in lemon. We find it in other citruses. You can search for it yourself now that you know how to use the filter. And we have beta pinene, which is also dominant in some essential oils. So by adding these two, for example, beta pinene and limonene to lavender, we can get closer to neroli. Or by adding just beta pinene to bergamot, we are getting closer to the effects of neroli. So this is the power that you have, the confidence and the understanding of behind the scenes. When will I use just one oil? I can use just neroli. It is a beautiful cocktail already. Or I can add something to clary sage to make it more similar to this ratio of chemical constituents. So now you're slowly starting to understand the benefit and the magic of blending. It is not just about putting all of these oils together to make a blend for sleep or for anxiety, to aid anxiety. As you are understanding now, you might be wasteful because neroli already has everything that all 4 of these have, and it would be wasteful for environment, your money, your time. You will not be as effective as using just neroli. Whereas with lavender or clary sage, as you see, you might want to add something else to it to complement, to really work in synergy. But putting lavender and clary sage together doesn't really make sense because they cover the same chemistry. It is like you're using the same thing. There's no need for it. Also, maybe bergamot would not be the best choice because it is repeating itself. If you would like to make the dynamics, you might want to use another citrus like lemon, which is very rich in limonene. So I will go further into this with the next videos, taking you step by step through this journey. And I really appreciate you taking the time to check this out. Go on and look it up in DropSmart yourself. Go to our blogs where we can take this conversation further, and of course let me know with comments below what this is doing for you. Are you having more questions? Are you using this in your practice, and how is this changing the way you are seeing and using essential oils? Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next video.